Aloha and welcome to the 1st of September 2021. And tonight you're in for a special treat, a reading from Dialectical Behavioral Therapy, Emotion Regulation. I know, therapy's great. Do it. If you don't have access to a licensed therapist, then please don't consider me your therapist. But if you would like to have me answer a question or chat about things, you can be the first one to ever comment on any of my videos below. Also hit the like button, also subscribe, because that's what people who have other YouTube channels say in order to grow their channels, which is what I'm trying to do. President 2024, 2028. Let's go 2024. The world needs to be fixed. Emotions are not good, bad, right, or wrong. The first step to changing our relationships to emotions is to become curious about them and use non-judgmental stance. What purpose do they serve? What purpose do they serve? Emotions exist so we can connect and relate to other people and create meaningful relationships. They allow us to share joy and love with those around us and be compassionate and empathetic with others. Our emotions also communicate quickly to people around us without needing words. Emotions bring us together. I think emotions are all those hippie, deep down, subconscious, inner you feelings, the higher self that knows something and it wants to tell you things. I didn't realize this for a long time, because I think as a defense mechanism for me, I'm quite divorced from my body. So I was quite divorced from my body. Even now, I found that I have a delayed reaction. So something happens and I won't necessarily feel that feeling or give voice to that feeling for a while. And it's really important to give voice to those feelings. Otherwise, believing all the hippie stuff, it's going to turn into cancer, going to turn into corona, going to turn into possibly, who knows, going to turn into heart disease, aches, pains. A lot of people say, arthritis is maybe, or cancer is maybe undealt with anger or shame or whatever. You can read the book by Betty, Louise Hayes, where she talks about that. And when we try to get rid of or fight or judge our emotions, we risk adding suffering to emotional pain. Like any rejection, these approaches create a negative counter response. Our emotions are part of us with information to share, and refusal to accept them increases their intensity. Willingness to be with your emotions soothes them. It is like truly listening to a friend's concern or sitting with another person's distress without having to fix it. Not trying to fix your emotions, and instead simply being present with them is a solution. Even strong emotions often do not require immediate action. You can be present and hold your emotions through mindfulness. Holding your emotions meaning recognize them, part of your experience, observe your emotions when getting stuck, practice radical acceptance. You will find that emotions have important information for you and they soothe themselves and you listen to them. Being open to relating and to learning from what your emotions have to say. Which is to say that, going back to something I've said in some of my other videos, constellation theory of who we are, that viewing our body as a universe, viewing even our mind as a universe, and viewing inside of our mind as different people, as different parts of us that have different wants and desires. Some parts of us are hungry, some parts of us are thirsty, some parts of us, for some of us, are very, very thirsty. Also, leave your number in the comments and like. So, having these different competing parts of us inside of us, we need to pay attention to those. If we're depressed, it means we're sad, and give voice to it. Feel those emotions. If we're angry, or frustrated, we feel that there's an injustice being done to us. And if we're having anxiety, that means that there's a fear that we need to deal with. So what are our belief systems, you know? And what did my therapist say today? If it's one word, if your emotion can be summarized in one word, then it's a feeling. Yes, there's a difference between emotions and feelings. Feelings are the meaning that we give to emotions, right? Like, I have butterflies in my stomach, I feel anxious. Well, is that a fear thing? Is it a sad thing or a happy thing, right? Am I in love or am I scared? Right? And so it's been a long journey for me. Right now, I'm dealing with a wrist injury. See, I have my wrist all sexy shaved that I tape up daily. So when it's because I think I injured it rock climbing and doing a lot of yoga. So I'm trying to work with that and the frustration that it brings me. In the past, I may have turned to drugs, alcohol, or drinking and eating and like 6 pizzas in a week. You know. Oh my God. But now I'm processing that emotion. I'm living through it, and I'm letting my body speak to me and telling it that it's okay. It's okay to hurt, and then maybe it's telling me to slow down and do something else, which is great because I love surfing. And I don't know if you can tell by this filter, but I need to work on my tan. And it's time for the second reading of the night. This comes from a book called Inward by Young Pueblo. A very, very dear friend of mine is letting me borrow this book. And I'm not sure what it's about. The back says, true power is living the realization that you are on your own, healer, hero, and leader. So I figure, since we're going to be doing this YouTube channel for a couple of years, every day I will read a little bit to you until I finish this book. The readings are quite short. Here's a little sample of some of them. And the book is broken down into a couple of sections. You can see distance, union, interlude, self-love, and understanding. So the book starts, 2 of the greatest lessons humanity will learn in the 21st century will be, to harm another is to harm oneself. When you heal yourself, you heal the world. And isn't that true? Right? Because the outside world is a reflection of our inner world. And Sadhguru says something similar, right? Instead of trying to fix the world, we keep trying to fix the world. We've tried to fix the world for thousands of years. Let's try fixing ourselves first. Reclaim your power. Heal yourself. Love yourself. Know yourself. These phrases are becoming more and more common. Why? Because they are the pathways to our own freedom and happiness. Starting with distance. I'll read 2 chapters this evening. Before I could release the weight of my sadness and pain, I first had to honor its existence. I swear to God. Haven't opened this book before. I have not up to this point in my videos planned what I say, but let me just read that again. Before I could release the weight of my sadness and pain, I first had to honor its existence. I was never addicted to one thing. I was addicted to filling a void within myself with things other than my own love. This is great. Let's just read 2 more. To solely attempt to love others without first loving yourself is to build a home without a strong foundation. 3 things make life harder: not loving yourself, refusing to grow, not letting go. So, that's a lot this evening. I hope that gives you something to think about, something to look forward to tomorrow. Say I'll read 4 or more every evening. And I look forward to growing with all of you. I really, really do. Because it's through healing ourselves that we will change the world, and accepting ourselves and loving ourselves. Aloha.